expressed therein do not necessarily reflect those of NewsWeb Radio Company or its management.
If you owe money to the IRS, they're turning on the heat this year. They're garnishing paychecks and seizing assets. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. Covington Tax Solutions will help you fight to get the best deal possible. Call Covington Tax Solutions now for a free consultation. Call 872-257-4631. Call 872-257-4631.
Covington Tax Solutions.
Office of Darnell Lyles is ready to help you. Whether it's personal injury, criminal, DUI, and OWI, nursing home, product liability, it doesn't matter. Call 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. That's right. When you're driving and get into a wreck,
you better call Darnell.
Had a few drinks too many? A cop hits you with a DUI or OWI?
I think you better call Darnell.
Arrested and facing criminal charges, misdemeanor or felony?
I think you better call Darnell.
Purchase a product that causes you or a loved one harm?
I think you better call Darnell.
When your loved one is neglected and abused in a nursing home?
I think you better call Darnell.
That's right, you better call Attorney Darnell Lyles and get represented right. And the first consultation is free. Yes, free. So call right now. 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. Attorney Darnell Lyles. Darnell Lyles.
Hey, Family Meeting cousins. As you know, we created a Patreon Family Meeting subscription and membership page to include you great listeners in our effort and give you a chance to very economically promote your business, organization, or local event. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to get your message out and support the Family Meeting as a viable voice. We know you appreciate our permanent interest dialogue, get up and dance playlist, and our great guests who stop by. So become a cousin and go to our website, tfmradioshow.com, and click the link.
Hi, I'm Chris Boulware, founder of itsashort.com. I listen to the Family Meeting.
This is Susan Manuel, www.ablconsulting.net. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
Welcome to the worldwide headquarters of the Family Meeting. I'm your boy E. Rich is on the lam today, so believe it or not, Tressa's here with us. Yeah, tell your friends.
Hello.
Tell your friends and family. Mississippi's own is on the way with us, y'all. Grab your phones.
Hello, everybody.
All right, don't get new now. Grab your phones, find us on social media, like, subscribe, and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I think maybe, if you can, on TikTok. Don't quite know how that works. We'll figure that out. In the space shuttle cockpit controlling everything are our white slaves. Got to figure out a new name for them. I think it's Philip might be a good name. You like Philip? Maybe Philip. We'll do Philip with that one. That's right. Also, make sure to visit our webpage, tfmradioshow.com. You'll be happy to know that the Family Meeting playlist is there, and it's new. Listen to a lot of music this week, so you're going to want to check that out. It is rolling up on 1,500 tracks, including several hour-long mixes. Keep you entertained for a good long time. Hope you're listening to that in Mississippi there, Tressa.
All the time.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Also, click the button on the webpage, tfmradioshow.com, and become a patron. For as little as $5 a month, you can help keep us on the air. Go to the website, tfmradioshow.com, click the button, become a patron. The lines fill quickly, they do, because Tressa's here. I know, we know, they're going to fill quickly. The number is 773-763-9278. 773-763. Now, I'm scamming the wrong number. Hear that, Tressa?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So who's being brand new?
You!
No.
Y'all know Tressa. What's up, shorty?
Hey, E. How are you?
How's Mississippi, man?
Hot. It's very hot today.
Okay.
Other than that, the sip is okay. We have an understanding.
The what? What?
The sip. I call it the sip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have an understanding. It don't bother me, and I don't bother it.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. The sip, you say?
The sip.
Okay.
Yeah, the SIP.
Okay.
How have you been?
Oh, you know.
No, I don't know. Talk to me.
You're living that life, doing the thing and all that stuff. Hey, trying to avoid Florida, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a couple of years ago, you actually said that you would never set foot in the state of Florida.
And I have
Ever.
not.
I know you haven't, because I believe that year it was going to be our girls' getaway weekend, and we were doing it in Florida. As a matter of fact, that was 3 years ago, and you said, "Not me. I will never set foot in the state of Florida again."
I haven't. Since they
Until
decided
make
it was
some
okay to
changes.
kill black people, I said,
Yeah.
no, I ain't going back there no more. I ain't trying to get killed.
Yeah, and with good reason too. That state is, as they say, gone to the dogs. Yeah. Literally. The policies that are in place, the governor that's in place, the senator that's in place. It's all bad, man. It's all bad.
Well, you know me. I'm trying to always kind of understand and make sure that I'm not judging people. And for some reason, there is a large contingent of people that have decided that some parts of the history of this country need not be taught. In fact, I know the governor was saying something, and I'm paraphrasing here, that that history has no value. I think that's his words. And
Oh yeah,
I'm trying to figure out, okay, so is it really a problem? I mean, I'm trying to give them...
no.
I mean,
No,
but really, think about
not
it.
a
But see,
problem.
you're not white, though, so you don't know. Have you ever been white before? Have you ever been white?
No, I tell the story all the time about how I didn't know I was black until I was probably 30. But I love how you're trying to, you're not trying, you're actually struggling to paraphrase it without just flat out saying it. It's a whitewashing that's going on and has been going on for years because them people don't want their history to continually be thrown up in their face. They're responsible for it. They own it. They have profited and cultured themselves off of the story. We know the story. We know what they've done. But now, okay, let's not talk about that. Yeah, I know we profited off of this. Yeah, I know our families have old money, and yeah, I know we owe some reparations, and yeah, I know, but I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to talk about it, and I certainly don't want to teach the next generations about what we've done. That's it. That's it in a nutshell.
Well, okay, so here again, I understand, because if my grandparents or great-grandparents engaged in the similar behavior that your great-grandparents did, I might not want to talk about that much either. So I understand from that standpoint, but I don't know that I would stand against it being told or taught. So I understand. I understand the sentiment. Is what I'm saying. I understand the sentiment.
Well, the pushback against it being told and taught is the shame of it. That's it in a nutshell. We don't want the shame, and we don't want our children, our grandchildren, looking at us like, for real, y'all did all of that, and we're supposed to be okay, and we're supposed to not understand why when something happens, the African American happens to the African American community, that they get upset and they want to burn stuff down, or they want to tear stuff up because, hey, it doesn't belong to them anyway. So yeah, they want to sweep that under the rug, and they want to do a complete whitewashing of history so we don't have to deal with it.
So, I mean,
that's it in a nutshell.
But so on the flip side of that, if the NAACP decides at this point that now's the time to issue a travel advisory to Florida for people of color, I mean, it's kind of like these Trump voters. It's, the ones that have finally seen the light and decided they're not going to support him. I mean, well, what took you so long? Where you been?
Right.
I mean, and
Right.
why not Mississippi, who is heaping all kinds of hell on the people of Jackson? Why not Georgia? Why not Louisiana?
Well,
yeah. What?
Here's the thing about that. Too little, too late is basically what it boils down to.
What do you mean
and
by
I think
that? What do you mean by that?
listen, we've said this so many times on this show that we can't wait for those that say they have our backs to actually show up to have our backs. Okay? We just can't do it. And the NAACP is to me, in this regard, they missed it. And it's disappointing that they missed it. And now you want to issue a travel advisory with regards to that. I mean, who you issuing a travel advisory to? The folks that just landed on this planet, or the folks that, what's the point at this point?
I mean, I think a lot of us already have decided that we wasn't interested in going to Florida. And why y'all got to declare it?
Isn't that what I said when I started the show? 3 years ago, you said I'm not going to Florida.
Shoot, it's longer than that.
It has been a while.
My kids
I'm
are
just
still in the
saying.
house.
We didn't wait for them to come to us and say, do this or do that. We didn't have to be inspired to do this or do that. We had to take it into our own hands.
Well, what's the difference between
the
Florida?
NAACP? They failed us.
What's the difference between Florida and Mississippi?
Not a damn thing.
Right. So why not do it for Mississippi too?
They should have been did it. They should have been did it for Mississippi.
Throw it in there for Alabama
Mississippi
while you're
still
at it.
has stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
hell.
still finding parts of this young man down here that they lynched earlier parts of this year. Yeah, they're still finding pieces of this young man down here. I don't know if you know the story or not, but there was a young man who was out of Laurel and was on a job site, and he went to visit friends, I think, and family in Taylorsville, Mississippi. And he called his mom and called his family and told them that there was a truckload of, locals following him. And from what he could see, it was some of the people that he worked with. Again, he was from out of state here on a job site, on a job, working. And for whatever reason, he went to the local police station in Taylorsville and asked them for help. The sheriff said, well, we can't do anything, nothing's, basically, we ain't seen anything yet. He asked, could he get a ride back to Laurel? And they told him, no, we couldn't leave the station. Bottom line, the young man left the station, and they're still finding pieces of him. Here we are in May. Mm-hmm.
When did this happen? How come I didn't hear about this?
Oh, I don't. Let me get the particulars of it.
I mean,
exactly.
Is it this year?
Yeah. Well, I think he was killed, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look it up. I don't wanna tell you anything wrong. If you Google Taylorsville, Mississippi, protest. The young man's name was Rasheem Carter. The Panthers have been down here and everything. Yeah, the Panthers have been down here and everything.
That's another thing, right? So these kinds of things happen, and they're horrible. And I don't guess it's the only time it's happened, and it's not only happening to people of color; it's happening to other people.
It is.
Because the news is so caught up in the hair on fire garbage that's going on every day, the debt ceiling, all that stuff.
You don't hear about stuff like this.
You don't get all of the news. There's all these stories that we should be outraged about, and you get all these people upset about all kinds of things that they don't necessarily need to be upset about. I mean, there was this barrage of people coming to the southern border. And, oh no, but you got this young brother who gets killed down in Mississippi, and how come that didn't make it to the news?
Yeah, there's always been this insulary cap. I always have said since I've been down here. I've had to kind of go outside the channels to even get just like national news here, because the local news for certainly isn't going to share anything
So what's it like?
outside of what goes on.
So those of us who live in Illinois, we don't get a chance, like we don't see a lot of Trump signs around here. We don't have people in khakis who march around with masks on, proclaiming white power or we won't replace us, all that stuff. We just don't see that. But I think that we're kind of insulated from what's going on in places like even Ohio, but most definitely Mississippi. What's it like living in a state where that's readily available? Trump signs are readily available.
Well, for me, I take it with a grain of salt. When I see it, I just kind of go, and I shake my head. They are everywhere. Literally everywhere. And when you see it, you just, I don't know, to describe it from my standpoint probably isn't fair, because I know the other side of it. I know what this man has orchestrated and put together. I know the lies that have been told. I know the rhetoric. I know the garbage. I know the conspiracy theories. I know all of that. So when I see people here that still will regurgitate that stuff, I just kind of laugh. As a matter of fact, I had to have some tires replaced on my car the other day. And when I went into to the good old boys, that was one of the first things, and this isn't a black and white thing, it is what it is, they had millions of people crossing the border that midnight when Title 42 ended. And I looked at him and I said, were you at the border? Did you see this? No, but that's what I've heard. And I says, you cannot believe that. And he says, well, all of these policies that Biden has caused us, gas is this how much at the pump. And I says, do you follow John Wick? The movie John Wick?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm a John Wick fan. I said, when did the first John Wick come out? He says, I think 2020 or something. I said, no. I said, the first John Wick movie came out in 2012. 2012. And I said, and I could even be wrong. I think it was actually earlier than that. I said, if you look at that first scene in John Wick where he was at the gas station getting the gas, but the guys were harassing him about his car because they were going to plan to steal it. I said, the camera kind of pans to the gas pump. I said, and the price at the gas pump then was $4 and some cents a gallon. I said, so Biden wasn't even in office then. I said, so how does what's going on here now revert back to Biden? I said, do you know what a fiscal year is?
Why would you ask a question like that? People don't know that.
I know they don't.
That's
but
a
I just want to make
question.
sure. I just want to leave them with some nuggets to think about. It's kind of what I want to do.
No. See, you're going to mess around and get yourself jumped on down there doing that kind of stuff. You need to quit doing that.
No, I ain't going to do that. No.
Yeah, you mess around and get yourself jumped on by those people. Listen, I'm trying to understand. If you're being harmed because the accurate history is being taught, please help me understand how you're harmed. Just so I understand. Not that I care, but that I need to understand. The number is 773-763-9278. I'm with Tressa, y'all. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
We just want to give gratitude. Yeah. Got plenty of love we want to give to you. Yeah. Real good music we're trying to say. Yeah.
This is Susan Manuel, www.ablconsulting.net. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
Hey Chicago, are you always on the go? Take the new Shy 311 app with you to find the information that you need, submit non-emergency city service requests, and much more. Download the new Shy 311 app, built with Chicagoans for Chicagoans. That's Shy 311 on the App Store or Google Play, or check it out online at 311.chicago.gov. Stay informed with Shy 311. It's your gateway to Chicago services.
This is Miss Lady B, La Boricua. Now it's time for the family meeting news.
A basic and essential part of any financial plan is savings. Most of whatever cash you have will be there because you put it there, not necessarily because of some fancy investment. Now with Save and Plan, Polaris has introduced a way for you to get empowering financial advice. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up to save, Polaris will help you develop a customized financial plan and give you a real person to speak with. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com and call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone.
Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisor services offered through Lion Street Advisors LLC, registered investment advisors. Polaris Wealth Management and Lion Street Financial are not affiliated.
A 2016 study estimated that 13.1 million Americans were victims of identity theft last year. Fight back against your identity being stolen by signing up for Identity Guard. Identity Guard monitors your credit and identity information with alerts that can help you respond quickly if certain changes indicating fraudulent activity are detected, as well as help protect your computer from viruses, key logging, and other serious threats. Plus, with Identity Guard's dynamic credit management resources and tools, you will have helpful information as you make better financial and credit decisions. Identity Guard includes $1 million identity theft insurance and lost wallet protection, and more if you ever do become a victim. Protect your ID for as little as $6 per month. Yes, that's only $6 per month by visiting lookaftermyid.com. That's lookaftermyid.com to securely sign up for Identity Guard today.
This is Dr. Steve Johnson from Howard University. Welcome back to the family meeting.
Did I make you sing?
Oh my God. That's my favorite song, man.
See, that's actually not your favorite song. Don't you like Switch's song better than this? They'll Never Be?
I
think
no,
you do.
anything Isley.
Is that right?
Anything.
I figured I'd try to make you
Isley.
sing there a little bit. Number 773-763-9278. I sincerely want to know, honestly though, I want to understand. If you're being harmed by the accurate history being taught, let me know. Tell me how. Even if
Is that the pretense for the law? Was that the pretense for the law?
I mean, this Stop Woke law there's a whole bunch of stuff he's done down there to ban books and teach accurate history. What really happened in this country. But that's always been the case, though, is that there's always been an effort to not tell the whole story. I mean,
why is that?
Look at what happened in Tulsa with those riots. You've got people who never heard about that before. And there are people in Tulsa who have grown up with the notion that you shouldn't speak of that. And I don't understand why. I mean,
Because those are horrible American white people atrocities.
I understand that. But why don't you want it told? Now that quote unquote racism is over, why don't you want it told? And why would anybody assert that it's harmful to anybody to tell the accurate history?
Okay, let me play devil's advocate here for just a quick second.
You ain't. How you gonna answer the question? You ain't never been white. How you know that?
I'm gonna pretend.
Are you gonna pretend?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna pretend.
Okay, we'll call you Heather. We'll call you Heather.
Yeah, try to give the perspective from that side. Because what benefit is it? I mean, why does that part need to be told? It does nothing but cause discontent. It does nothing but cause division. So we just need to move on, right? Don't you think so? We just need to move on.
Boy, bravo on that performance. I mean,
serious.
But DeSantis's assertion, and I'm reading the quote here, is that history lacks educational value. It lacks educational value. Okay.
Well, that goes to show you what he knows.
Well, I mean, okay, let's internalize this for a second, right? So we got some really bad people in our families who've done some really bad things, and we don't talk about that. No. We don't talk about that. I got uncles and cousins who out there bad, and and I watched them out there bad, and I say, hey man, did you see? Don't bring that up. We don't talk about that. Okay, so it might have been for a different reason, but I understand in this how there are secrets among groups of people, especially families, where we just don't talk about that. And in that instance, I still pose the same question. Why not?
I get it, and I do understand that.
So when this really bad cousin finally dies and you have a funeral, everybody's talking about how great he was. And you're like, no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He robbed people. He stole. What?
Yeah. And then where are the lessons that are being taught? Where I thought as we teach our children, we learn from our own mistakes. And then just as we put up good examples to learn from, there's also those bad examples that we can learn from as well. We're doomed to repeat history if we don't learn the history so we don't repeat.
Okay, so
right?
I don't disagree with that, but I don't know many instances where history has proven that out.
Where history has proven what? That if we don't know our history, we're doomed to repeat it?
We're doomed to repeat it. It sounds wonderful, and there's probably an example, but I don't know that to be widely true. This is not me defending, by the way, not telling the whole history, but I don't know that to be accurate. I mean, will there be another Holocaust? Has there been?
Well, then you're taking up the position that DeSantis is taking.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
Basically, he's saying if we don't talk about it and we don't teach it, then hey, we don't have to worry about repeating it. We just move on.
Well, I'm not taking a side. I'm just saying that argument, I don't know if that is a standing reason. I don't see that as a reason.
Okay, well, damn the argument then. Let's just go back to the fact that they don't want to educate this next generation, or future generations, I should say, about America's atrocities.
Well, try this on for size. This is what I surmise. That how you got this really wonderful person that you know, and then you find out something really dark and bad about them, and it just really kind of disappoints you that a person who you otherwise thought was wonderful wasn't. The fairy tale that this country tells about its history is damaged by telling the whole story. And I think the same emotion that you get from finding out someone who you thought was wonderful ain't wonderful is the same thing.
Oh, absolutely. I concur 100%. It is exactly the same thing.
Okay, and I can understand that. I can understand that.
Mm-hmm. But what benefit still do we get by not teaching?
And who gets the benefit?
And who gets the benefit? What is your famous line? Follow the money. So if we keep this lie, if you will, this happy lie going, that America is so wonderful, it's so great, and we're the #1 country in the world, and we did this, and we hide all of that darkness behind us in the back, and everybody keeps thinking that this is how wonderful it is, and then all this programming, it's kind of like Fox News here, with all this programming that they've got going on, then maybe they say at some point we will get to that point where nobody remembers that. Now, that's not going to be true, because while you're doing all of that, we still have disproportionate people suffering. Okay? We still have unemployment in African American and Latino communities disproportionate to Caucasian communities. We still have death and dying disproportionate in those communities as well. Well,
imprisonment globally. We imprison more people than anybody in the world.
Dude, the world is talking about our mass shootings.
There's travel advisories in some countries to coming here, so you're not a part of mass shootings.
Exactly.
They're
issuing.
I think the phrase, the term manifest destiny and all that other stuff is kind of woven into this effort to try to suppress history. And I think what we've seen in the advent of the internet is that more of the history is getting out, and that ruins the fairy tale, and it ruins the manifest destiny, the notion of manifest destiny that this country thinks it has.
Well, I don't even think it's that this country thinks that we have, because I think this country knows that it is a manifested fairy tale. I think the biggest portion of this, or the point of all of this, is to, and I've said this before, when you put up borders or you put up walls, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to keep people out, or are you trying to keep people in? Because at some point, walls, they work both ways. So there's going to be people who are going to be trying to get out, and they're going to be like, no, you can't get out. And then there's going to be people who want to get in, and it's like, no, you can't get in. So what happens when you don't have that ebb and flow of things coming in and things coming out? You're holding on to what you have, and then what happens to that? Eventually that does what? It dies out.
So we're having a little Dr. Phil session here on trying to figure out, I presume, people who don't want history taught, whoever that is.
Well, we know who it is. We know who it is. Who doesn't want the history taught? We know who it is.
Yeah.
Because it's the elite, it's the rich, it's the people who just don't want to have that conversation. Those are uncomfortable conversations to have. I mean, I can imagine how uncomfortable that conversation has to be to have.
Yeah. Imagine somebody roll up on you and say, listen, your great-grandfather was a horrible, horrible person. I hope he's burning in hell. And that's uncomfortable to hear that. I get that.
Hey, exactly. And then for you to have to go to sleep at night and think, wow, okay, I didn't do it, but people that look like me did do this.
Right. And then when you start down that path, then everybody gets caught in the net. Then you have to say, why in the hell is there a city named after George Washington? He was a horrible, horrible person.
Right.
Thomas Jefferson was a rapist. You can't be mad at Bill Cosby and not be mad at Thomas Jefferson. Can't do it. They did the same thing. But one of them, it's a founding father. It's held in reverence. Right. Bill Cosby needs to go to jail.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't follow. It's not consistent.
And we've known that, that has been the overwhelming response in this country when it comes to us anyway.
Yeah.
It's never going to be fair. It's never going to be equal.
But I don't know that this is just this country. I think it's humanity that likes to paint a fairy tale about history. I mean, we do it all the time. Everybody does it all the time at funerals, right? Everybody was the best person on earth when they're dead. You never hear anybody at a funeral say, hey, this was a horrible person. I'm glad his ass is gone.
Well, that might be true. Nobody will say that. At least they won't say it out loud, because I know I've been to a couple of funerals when I was out. Oh my God, he finally up out of here.
I mean, the preponderance of people feel that way, but you don't say that out loud.
Yeah, I you don't say it out loud. My thing also is,
but why not?
When it comes,
Why not?
Because it's just not.
It's in bad taste, right? Right. So does that make telling the whole history in bad taste too? Right. See,
I think that's where we're at, right? Isn't that where we're at? It makes telling the whole story in bad taste, and then it becomes, why you beating a dead horse? Let that man rest or let that woman rest. That kind of stuff. So is that the same thought process here?
You know what? People want to talk to you. Let me start with Jim. See what he got to say. Hey, Jim, what's up, man?
Hey, how are you? How are you, Eric, and your guest?
That's Tressa, man. Say hi to Tressa, man.
Yeah, hello there, dear. Beautiful. You're in town for a beautiful week. I would say gorgeous weather. Anyway, the Ron and Don show should kick off on Wednesday. And Ron is going to declare. And what I'd like to ask, if I was in the audience, I'd ask Ron, are you the arbitrator of morality? Do you think that you, being a governor of Florida, should impose your morality on the rest of the country? And your version of history should be imposed on the rest of the country? Shouldn't we leave that up to our own individual selves for morality and the educators for education? And then Trump, I wonder if Ron will ask Trump, what about your 32 felony convictions and molesting a woman in a department store in your 50s, jumping her in her dressing room? Those will be interesting questions. So that should be fun, the two of them going at it. But they'll probably dance around because I guess Ron's probably got $100 million or $200 million that he's got to use wisely. It probably won't last that long. The other thing I was going to say
Who do you want to ask that question? That's not a question that's going to.
I want somebody in the media. I want somebody in the media to ask those questions. Those are because they're important questions to ask.
To who?
This is just to Ron DeSantis and to Donald Trump.
No. That's not an important question to the people that will make the decision. See, you're looking for the show. You want that show to be had on national television.
No,
right?
I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't at all. I just want a pertinent question. A pertinent question to be asked of either of the two candidates. Are you really serious about?
You know the answers to those questions.
But no, we don't know the answer because they haven't been voted in yet. But is that what they intend to do? DeSantis intends to give us a version of his history, and DeSantis a version of whatever he deems medically possible. He's not a doctor or not a
You've
teacher.
seen those shows already. You've seen those shows already, Jim.
Well, no, I haven't. I saw Trump get away with murder. I saw him get away with murder on the stage.
Right, so you want to see that show again?
He got away with murder, but you're going to see it. You're going to see it.
You want to see it.
Whether you like it or not, you're going to see it. There's no question about it. But if
I'm not going to see it.
Well, we're all going to see it because it's going to be on the TV all the time. Anyway, the point I was going to say, in the from about 1820 to about 1860, around the Civil War, cotton was king. Cotton was their biggest export in the United States. And everybody was making money on it. In New York, they underwrote every bale of cotton, insured every bale of cotton that went to Europe, so they made a fortune on cotton. So as far as reparations go, well, not everybody. The poor people picketed didn't. No, they didn't get any money out of it. No, but the people it was just people that underwrite it. So I'm all for reparations. I'm all for it. But the point is it's got to be it's got to be, Eric knows this. I mean, it's a difficult subject because people feel, well, my dad, you're going to get something for nothing. I'm going to get something. I don't look at the world like that. I could care less who gets what or what gets what. I know in the end what I'm going to get. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was going to say that this should be fun this week. But there's no way to avoid it. But the point is, with these two on the stage, how will they attack each other? I just throwing that out there to wonder how they'll attack each other. That's all.
Thanks, Jim.
And Eric, you and your dear guest have a good week.
Okay, thanks, Jim. Appreciate it, man. Yeah. So, here's the thing. Think about this as we go to this break, right? So Jim, we know Jim is a good dude, right? But he was able to use the phraseology version of history. There aren't different versions of history. There's just history, right? We got to be careful of the words we use. The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Hi, my name is Constance Mean, and I'd like you to keep listening to the Family Meeting.
Do you have a pain that won't cease? A health issue that's not getting better? It may be time you visited Health on Earth Wellness Centers. With over 20 years experience, 4 Chicagoland locations, and patients that range from 2 months old to 93, Health on Earth Wellness Centers are fully prepared to meet all your chiropractic needs. We have state-of-the-art facilities in Crestwood, Tinley Park, the South Loop, and Naperville. Don't let being healthy be your last resort. Make it your first choice. Make an appointment today at healthonearth.org. That's healthonearth.org.
Itsashort.com. The website is itsashort.com, spelled ITSASHORT.com. We are the best designation on the internet for award-winning short film, video, and web series. Artists are from all over the world. They are award-winning from various festivals, but you can find us at info@itsashort.com, customer care at itsashort.com, and we'll get back to you straight away.
A 2016 study estimates that 13.1 million Americans were victims of identity theft that year. Fight back against identity theft by signing up for Identity Guard. Identity Guard monitors your credit and identity information with alerts that can help you respond quickly if certain changes indicating fraudulent activity are detected, as well as help protect your computer from viruses, keylogging, and other serious threats. Plus, with Identity Guard's dynamic credit management resources and tools, you will have helpful information as you make better financial and credit decisions. Identity Guard includes $1 million identity theft insurance and lost wallet protection, and more if you ever do become a victim. Protect your ID by visiting lookaftermyid.com. That's lookaftermyid.com to securely sign up for Identity Guard today.
Hi, this is Elise Ashby, and I listen to the Family Meeting.
773-763-9278. 773-763-9278. Hey, Tress is with us today, calling from the SIP. The SIP.
Yes.
Am I saying it right?
SIP.
The SIP?
You are.
Should I drop any consonants or vowels or anything when I say that?
Just the SIP.
Isn't that how y'all do it down there? Y'all drop consonants?
I don't.
Well, I realize you don't because you come from civilization. I'm talking about the people down there who will say to you, what time it is? Got the words all inverted and dropped the consonant, you know?
Yes, that does happen.
Yeah.
Listen, back to the last caller. and I'm watching on the live chat. Stephanie, my love, I apologize. Because Stephanie said she agreed with him that he thinks he should be called on taking his morality nationwide. And she actually wanted to hear his answer. My question to you, Stephanie, is why? Why would you want to hear that answer? There's no question that DeSantis is going to do that. He's giving you a preview of what he believes in.
Yeah, but that ain't what I heard him say, though.
Really?
What I heard him say is we're going to see it. That's what they're going to do. I don't know if he was saying that.
No, he said he wants those questions asked of each other.
Yeah.
So we could see. And I said to him, you just want to see the show. And see, we've seen enough of these two.
Yeah, but what's
Their
the alternative?
shows.
He's right. You're going to see it, though.
I'm not going to see it.
I mean, I don't mean you. I mean, the collective you are going to see it.
Why?
Because that's what they're going to do. They do the same thing over and over again.
So ask yourself this question then. Why would you want to? Isn't that the very definition of insanity?
It's not about what we want. It's about what's getting ready to happen.
But you don't have to watch it happen.
But
Stop giving these.
You can always avert your eyes. I get that.
No,
but they're not.
No.
They're not. It's like looking at a car accident. You can't not look at it. That's why this traffic gets all jacked up around car accidents, because you have to turn your dumb ass around and look at it.
That's the problem, E.
Well,
that's the problem. We're so distracted. Instead of keeping our eyes looking straight ahead and trying to get to our destination where we're trying to go.
I think that's human nature. I don't think you're going to get around that.
Okay, and it may be human nature, so then we'll never get to where we need to go, ever.
Well, I don't believe that either. I don't believe that either.
You cannot have it both ways.
Sure you can.
You just said it's human nature.
No. If you're looking at a car accident, it's going to take longer to get there. You still get there. Unless your dumb ass don't look at the road and hit a car and cause your own accident, then you might not get there. But you're still going to get there. So the only question is what there is. It's not if you're going to get there.
See, that's where you and I differ. Why do we not have enough willpower to just keep moving?
For the same reason people don't vote. Because people are stupid. It's inherently stupid.
I digress.
I digress. Responding to our own inner whatevers that make us do what we do. I mean, listen, all this is only a thing because we were too stupid to vote for Hillary Clinton.
Bingo. So are we doomed to repeat ourselves again because we can't look away?
Absolutely. In the same way a dog will get his ass tied. The same way a dog gets his ass tied around a tree. Yes. No. Didn't learn anything. This country never learns anything.
You just proved my point from earlier. From earlier.
Which one?
If we do not know and learn from our history, we are doomed to repeat it again. And learning from our history, learning from our history means that we now know what to avoid and what not to do.
No, you didn't.
Have you noticed?
You didn't bridge that right, T. You didn't bridge it right.
I got it exactly right. Have you not noticed the markedly and the stark difference in how the media is handling these guys now?
Which guys?
You're not being the Republican Party. You're not being bombarded like you were before.
I don't know what you mean. Really, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean not bombarded? What's not being bombarded?
I mean every second of the day. Even the so-called liberal news networks were every other word out their mouth, every broadcast out their mouth, they were saying, putting on something Trump did or something said. Have you not noticed that this time around that they're working very hard to not make that mistake again?
No, I haven't noticed them working hard to not make that mistake again, as evidenced by them following his dumbass from Florida to New York for his indictment. we had a chance to watch the car drive down the road. That's the dumbest waste of time I've ever seen on television.
Yeah, but that was just one time.
Well, I'm just saying, they still have a propensity to do that.
They're going to do that, but not like it was in 2016.
I bet you, as soon as the campaign heats up, and to Jim's point, as soon as DeSantis declares and it's out there actively, they're going to be covering it like crazy. I guarantee, I bet you $1. Because they can't, it's an accident to them. It's a car accident. They can't not look at it.
Yeah, that might be so. But that's what got us into the boat that we're in, which is also something that you
Because
said.
we don't learn any lessons.
Because we don't learn. So we're doomed to repeat it.
No. No.
I go back to that.
No.
I go back to that. We learn nothing.
Wait a minute. Learning lessons and teaching history are two different things.
Well, that's the way you learn your lessons, from being taught. When you teach about it,
we were talking earlier about teaching the whole history. That's different than learning lessons.
When you teach the whole history, you learn the lessons that are to be learned from the history.
No, we haven't proven that to be true.
We just talked about it.
No, well, listen, there's a whole bunch of history now that's become more apparent, like Tulsa and other things, right? The horrors of slavery have become more apparent to people in the last 20 years. And what's changed?
And guess what? Reparations won't change it either.
Actually,
reparations
it will. It will.
No, it won't. It will never.
It will.
The wounds from that and those atrocities will never be healed. Never.
Yeah, they will.
Mm-mm.
But listen, the atrocity, the physical atrocities, you're exactly right. But here's the thing. You and I haven't felt the physical atrocities. What we feel now is the economic atrocity. The result is economic right now. And you can fix that with reparations. We ain't getting our teeth knocked out so they can force us to eat. That's not happening to us. And you should be held accountable for what your grandfather stole, which is...
I 100% agree with you in that.
Let me tell you what they stole, though. They stole free labor.
Mm-hmm.
Free labor, and it put us behind economically, right? We can't fix the physical atrocities, the torture and the pain. Can't fix that, but you can fix the economic atrocity. You certainly can.
And how do you propose they do that?
Write me a check, man. Write me a check, man. Let me get Tim calling from Northbrook here. Hey, Tim, what's up, man?
Hey, guys. You asked earlier about kind of the white perspective on what's being taught in schools.
Give it to me.
And I think I have a unique perspective, maybe. I'm older. My parents were older when I was born, so they went to school in like the 1930s for the most part. And one of my uncles married a girl, and they lived in northern Louisiana. So when I was maybe 10 years old, so this would be in the early 70s, we went down to visit them one time, and my parents and I was the only child, were completely appalled at pretty much everything we saw on the trip. It was like, I grew up in Kansas, which, is a red state, but it was not a slave state, and did not practice open Jim Crow. But we got down there, and it was horrendous. Come to find out, I had first cousins that were a little bit older than me, I think, in high school. And one of them was taking summer school for something, and my mother had a teaching degree, and so she was going to help her with, I think it was algebra. She looked at my first cousin's textbook, and after we had left, she said, "That's the same textbook that I learned from 30 years ago in Kansas." So a lot of the ignorance in places like that is because there's been this same wealthy white ruling class in all the old slave states that goes all the way back to the early 1800s who don't want anybody down there to know exactly what they did because they'll have to answer for it.
That's true.
And the reason your 60 and 70-year-old people down there don't know the truth is they weren't taught that in school 50 years ago. And they're all massively undereducated down there. The white people and the black, I'm sure, is much worse. But it's just massive undereducated. But the part I guess I take a little bit of something with you guys is that those of us who grew up in the North, our families were all in the North. God knows some of our families fought with the North in the Civil War. We've never been down for this. I learned all about slavery when I was in elementary school. I don't know if I knew specifically about the Tulsa situation, but I knew there were situations like that when I was 10 years old.
Interesting.
So a dialogue here, you guys say a lot is we don't know our history and you know, that they work to cover, everybody's covering up history. No. It's just those probably 8 or 10 states in the South.
Okay. Well, I would beg to differ there because I've seen here history. When I was in Wisconsin as an elementary school student, I recall not hearing the whole history. And so it may not be as aggressive. It may not be as aggressive, I agree. But it's definitely...
Yeah, when you're in elementary school, I mean, whole history, you surely learned that people were enslaved.
Well, I remember somebody telling me in elementary school that they were happy.
I mean, there might be, there's always been people saying stupid shit like that. But surely in Wisconsin, it was one of the primary contributors of immigrants to the Civil War. I mean, surely up there they're teaching that we were in the North were the good guys, the South were the bad guys. That was what I was taught.
Then what happened? Because Wisconsin is certainly not indicative of that today.
Yeah, it's going back. The issue in Wisconsin is different. The issue in Wisconsin was that nut, what's his name, had the opportunity to really, some of the teachers' unions had been really abusive financially of the school districts, and he rode that to the governorship and then gerrymandered everything. But you go up there and it's full of liberal people.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk about it some more. Tim, I appreciate the contribution, man. Thanks again. Well, you're a one white guy. That's what happens, right?
I heard.
All right, listen. Whoa. Shake it off now. Get ready, because you got to do the news, and you're probably rusty now. You rusty?
Oh, no, never that.
Okay, we'll see about that, man. The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
This is motivational speaker and author Dan Duster, author of the great selling book, Peaceful Selling, Easy Sales Techniques to Grow Your Small Business. Keep listening to The Family Meeting.
Polaris is introducing a way for you to get empowering financial advice, save and plan. If you are like a lot of people, you'd like to work with a financial planner, but don't know if you earn or have enough to invest. Save and Plan will allow us to work with nearly anyone from young professionals to retirees looking to travel the world. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up, Polaris gives you a customized financial plan, a real person to speak with, and information to help you make good financial decisions. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com. Call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone. Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
Hi, my name is Audra Wilson, and I'm the president and CEO of the Schreiber Center on Poverty Law. You can visit us at www.povertylaw.org. Hey, cousins. Now it's time for the Family Meeting News.
Hey, Family Meeting cousins. As you know, we created a...
I'm Teresa McDonald, and here are real news stories we are following here at the Family Meeting. The mother of the 8-year-old girl who died Wednesday in U.S. Border Patrol custody in Texas said officials ignored repeated pleas from her family to hospitalize the girl who was experiencing pain and difficulty breathing. Ana Detene Reyes Alvarez was from Panama and traveling with her parents, who are from Honduras, and 2 siblings. They were in custody at Harlingen Station in the Rio Grande Valley. The girl's mother, Mabel Alvarez, said the agents knew the girl had a history of sickle cell anemia and heart problems, including an operation 3 years ago, but failed to call an ambulance before it was too late. The NAACP over the weekend issued a travel advisory for Florida, joining 2 other civil rights groups in warning potential tourists that recent laws and policies championed by Ron DeSantis and Florida lawmakers are openly hostile towards African Americans, people of color, and LGBTQ plus individuals. The NAACP joined the League of National United Latin American Citizens, a Latino civil rights organization, and Equality Florida, a gay rights advocacy group, in issuing travel advisories for the Sunshine State, where tourism is one of the state's largest sectors. Latino and Black truck drivers are also vowing not to deliver any loads to Florida as well. And finally, nothing about the 2023 WNBA season opener in Los Angeles between the Phoenix Mercury and the LA Sparks was normal. Not the fanfare, the pre-game questions, the standing ovation for the visiting team's interest, or even the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, making an appearance. Brittany Griner was back home in the United States and playing professional basketball again. It was her first game in the WNBA since the 2021 finals, and her first in any professional basketball environment since being wrongfully detained in Russia. But even after a 94-71 loss, the Sparks' Griner scored 18 points, shooting 7 of 9 and 6 rebounds, 4 blocks, 2 assists over 25 minutes in one of the more normal aspects of the night. Welcome back, BG. The moment ahead of the game, she said it was a slew of emotions, having not heard it in a long time, and she was taking it in. Visit our website, tfmradioshow.com, and for all of you that watch us live, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for notifications, archive videos of the broadcast, as well as Eve's music playlist. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at TFM Radio Show, and on Instagram, The Family Meeting. Become a patron of the show. Become a patron of the show by sending an email to info@TFM Radio Show for instructions. The news today was brought to you by Identity Guard. Each year, millions of Americans fall victim to identity theft, but you can protect yourself by visiting lookaftermyid.com to sign up. This has been your Family Meeting News.
How you digging that Sanford and Son groove, girl? How you digging that?
What you off the chain today, Eve.
Yeah, baby.
This has been your Family Meeting News. I'm Teresa McDonald, and we'll be right back with more of the Family Meeting.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
Polaris is introducing a way for you to get empowering financial advice, save, and plan. If you are like a lot of people, you'd like to work with a financial planner, but don't know if you earn or have enough to invest. Save and Plan will allow us to work with nearly anyone from young professionals to retirees looking to travel the world. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up, Polaris gives you a customized financial plan, a real person to speak with, and information to help you make good financial decisions. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com. Call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone. Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
Back to hell. Back to the Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
He be getting down for real.
Yeah. Soul on soul. Y'all ready? Tell me who be that? Hev Diggy. Girls say he cutie, absolutely jiggy. I be that big fella in the summer sporting linen. Bacardi and lemon, party with the women. Big Dada, Papi Grande, 600 pusher. Where your hand? My belly stay jiggling, keeping your backside wiggling. Who biggerin'? This than me? Nobody. Hev Gotti, bound to rock a party. I be sending chills to your body. Y'all ain't seen nothing quite like me. I be getting down on the MIC. Only dime piece you gon' catch me with. Big belly, can you handle it? Hev Diggy, Niggy, be jiggy. Baby, you ready for Big Daddy?
This is Karen Fleshman, founder of Racy Conversations, www.racyconversations.com, and welcome back to the family meeting.
Yeah, boy. The number 773-763-9278. Tress is here, y'all.
What'd you give me the hand clap for?
Because you did the identity guard thing.
I knew it. I was trying to be prepared for it, but I couldn't help it.
Yeah, girl. You still got it. You're not rusty.
No.
But I think we need to hear from everybody today and let Tressa know you need to do this every week. Hello? Hello?
Hey, let's hear it.
Oh, you just heard it. You just heard it.
If the audience tells me I need to be here every week, I'll make it happen.
All right, y'all heard it here. Y'all heard it here. Because all they're doing is complaining about the sausage party that Rich and I do every week.
Yeah, it get
Y'all need a
little,
female in there. Y'all need to get some females in there, man. Come on, man.
I have the emails to prove it,
See?
too. I know it.
See? I ain't trying to hear that no more. It's slightly offensive, quite frankly.
Oh, my God.
Like, y'all too stupid to be alone by yourself. You get a woman in there.
No, just a woman's perspective every now and then.
No. The implication is you're all stupid. That's what it is. I hear it. I hear it in your voice. They're trying to be nice.
You.
I get it. I appreciate you trying to be nice. But I know what you're saying. You guys are idiots. You're imbeciles. Why are you on there alone without a female to supervise you? I hear you.
They want representation.
Okay.
Like anybody else.
You're doing
That's
the same
all.
thing they do right now. You're doing the same exact thing. Let's get Big R calling here. See what's on Big R's mind. Big R, what's up, man?
Hey, everything's good. Everything's good. Teresa, it's so good to hear your voice again.
Hey, Mr. R, how are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm hanging pretty good. It's a lovely day today, especially talking to you. You are as wise and intelligent as you are beautiful and sexy, darling. Make no mistake.
Thank you.
Listen,
thank you for
y'all
that.
need to stop that. Y'all need to
And I know you agree with that. No, we do need a female perspective. Just a few weeks ago, one of your sister girls, one of the Caucasian sister girls, called in, had to put E and Rich in check. She said she had to call in because she let them know that she called in because a previous female caller. She says you guys are if you're not careful. She's telling the other sister, if you're not careful, these guys will have you thinking up is down, left is right, black is white. And Rich and Eve, they didn't get angry or dispute. They just started cracking up. I'm cracking up too, right? I'm just busting up. Because it's just like, yeah, we do need a first female perspective in there. And every now and then, or maybe even more so on a regular basis, because when you're there, now, Eric, he'll seriously disagree with someone, but he'll disagree with you because he loves you and respects you so much. He'll do it in a different way. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing always. Always.
Welcome everybody to disagree with me.
Yeah, I know, right. Yeah,
you
but
did you
see
get a room or something, man? Why don't y'all get a room?
No. It ain't all that. It's not like that. I'm like, don't be trying to put words in my mouth, please. Anyway, hey, Teresa, did you see Rich and E last week?
I listened last week, No,
I said, did you see them? They were backup singers for Lionel Richie at the big King Worship celebration coronation
last weekend.
What's he talking about,
Man, let me tell you something. Big R's on the pipe, man. He's on the pipe. And they're talking crazy, man.
After 4 weeks, I'm on the chemical stabilize my big C pipe. That's the only pipe I'm on. Trust me.
Okay, man.
That's it.
What exactly do
But
you want
you guys
anyway?
you guys are having a great discussion today. You're covering a lot of bases. I agree with Teresa when she says you have to constantly be reminding of the bad history. Otherwise, you will probably repeat it. And you have to learn from that bad history. The problem with a lot of white folks, especially the racists, they do not want that history well known and constantly acknowledged because a lot of them want to repeat it. They simply want to repeat it. They have a sadistic, seriously hostile, violent nature. And I'm not saying all white people, of course not, but it's some of them out there who they're just wasting their short, mortal lives, creating chaos and you know, just being a-holes all the time because it makes them feel good. They're sadistic and evil. And you have to confront that. You have to confront that constantly. Otherwise, it will overwhelm you. I'm gonna get off real quick. As far as reparations, the situation with that is, I agree with E. We have been economically seriously deprived. If it wasn't still going on, it would be different if there was equity, but there's not. With reparations, a lot of us who are already paralyzed or in a wheelchair, at least we'll be able to get up and walk, or maybe at best or at worst, however you look at it, walk with a cane. You know?
Good point, man.
Because
Very good point.
it's just ridiculous. And good hearing you again, Teresa. We do need you. At least, see if you can at least get with us every couple of weeks, okay?
No. Hold on a second. You want every week, don't you?
Well, no, it depends on her schedule. I don't want to impose on her. She's got other things to do.
Come on, dude. Are you with us, man?
She's a busy lady. You know, she got things to do.
She's in Mississippi. How busy could she be?
Well, good point. Good point. Good point.
You're right, Mississippi.
Yeah.
My location.
Picking
My location.
If she was down there constantly educating some of those wonderful folks down there, I would see. Yeah, she wouldn't have time to be on the show today. But you know, that's a constant effort and need down there in Mississippi.
Ooh,
unfortunately,
trust me.
It's a lot of uneducated. It's a lot of uneducated, very. I understand you when you're down in an environment like that. You're just trying to survive and live a happy life. But you know, the internet is down there too. There's no excuse for you not to, you know, be able to reach out and discover more knowledge and see that there's more outside of Mississippi. And that's the problem with so many of these fool-a white people who never been anywhere, don't travel. They haven't even traveled the United States, let alone world travel. I mean, I haven't done much world travel either. I would love to get back to the Caribbean and lie on a beach and drink a Mai Tai or a pina colada. You know, maybe it'll happen before I pass. We'll see. I don't know.
Well, chop. Get to it, man. Get to it, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, man.
All right, man. Be well. Okay.
Be safe and be blessed.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Take care.
Yeah, see. Let me get Big D call from South Carolina. He's in the South with you, man. So y'all can talk South, right? Y'all talk that little language in the South? What's up, Big D?
We can talk a little bit of Southern, yeah, absolutely. I can slow it down a little bit.
Okay, yeah, do that. She'll understand. Let me ask you a question. What time it is?
I love it.
What time it is?
I love it.
What time it is? It's about an hour past beer 30.
Okay, there you go. You guys commiserate and talk then. You guys will understand each other.
Oh, my goodness.
So I think we can commiserate because, like, I called in because I'm feeling what she's saying. She says we need to have a conversation with people, and y'all jump on her saying you're about to get jumped. I think we got to risk it. You know what I'm doing. You know where I'm at. I think we got to risk it. 'Cause I think.
Well, she'll risk it, though. She's all of 5'0", and I know she'll risk it. I know she will.
The most vicious dog I've ever seen is a Chihuahua. It will tear you up from toe to toe.
Talk about
it. Listen.
Talk about it.
But no, I mean, the issue we have in this country is we've always compromised to the benefit of the white. You know, the Federalists wanted to create this country free of slavery, but they were like, well, no, we'll go ahead and compromise, and we'll let the Federalists have this one. and we've always done this. After the Civil War, I forgot who wrote the book. Tom Hartman talks about it all the time. It's how the South actually won the war. All right, we let them. We obviously the North won the war, but we let the South control the narrative. I'm here. I was born and raised here. I have always heard it was the War of Northern Aggression. Now we taught slavery, but I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm listening to you. Agreeing 100%.
Okay. So I was always taught that Southerners were poor, which is a fact, and slave owners were the richest of the rich, which is a fact. So it wasn't about slavery; it was about states' rights. But no one ever asked state rights to what? Like the rich people said they're coming for our slaves now. Next, they're going to come for you. What are they going to come for if I have nothing? But that's the problem with the Southerners. We never ask the question. Like, what's next? And we can go in deeper into the fact that, like, Southerners, like your last caller said, the internet's there. The information is there. You got to go seek it. And I'm tired of having the conversation with people that the South wasn't about slavery.
Yes.
The Articles of Confederation are about slavery. Like, the people who fought for the South fought to maintain white supremacy, white superiority. Like, history clearly states that the South seceded from the United States to maintain slavery. Mm-hmm. But we liberals, I think it's liberals, I don't know whose fault it really is, but like the Southern statement of bless your heart, we got to stop doing that. we got to stop just saying, oh, you're an idiot, so just bless your heart. No, hon, you're wrong. We gotta be willing to correct some of it. Like, if you want to put pineapple on your pizza, all right, bless your heart. If you want to say that the South wasn't about slavery, hang on now, we're gonna have this conversation.
I love it. Yes.
D, man, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the input, man. The Southern input.
Yes.
Run on down now. Run on. Is that what y'all say? Run on now. Is that
run on now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
thanks,
my gosh.
Man. Hey man, be well and be safe
so
down there,
much.
Man.
Yes, please.
All right, have a good one.
You too, man.
He is exactly right. I promise you, he is exactly right, because that is what I do. I have those conversations and I hold those people accountable for that stupidity. And I know you say it's useless conversation, stop trying to do it, but I cannot help it, because my comeback to them is when they say something stupid to me. I say, you cannot believe that. You just cannot believe that. And then I give them some fact, and then they come back with something else, and then I just gotta go, you cannot believe that. I thought you were smarter than that.
Yeah, but then what happens? What happens from there?
It sends them away with the thought in their head of, my God, am I really right?
Oh no. It does not.
I'm telling you. Listen,
does not.
I've seen it. I've maybe not every single one, but I have reached. I'm telling you, I've seen it happen. There's this one guy. When I tell you, when he first approached me, and you know I work in the public sector now, but when he first approached me, it was all of this vigor about this and all this vigor about that, and then when I started hitting him with facts after fact after fact after fact, and then giving him the resources to go look it up and go, he's coming back to me and he's saying, yeah, I think I might have to take a little bit deeper look at this.
Okay, that's one.
And if it's all it takes, you reach one, you teach one. Teach one, reach one.
There you go with the.
I just gotta keep, but you gotta. It starts somewhere. Start somewhere.
Yeah, you know where it starts? Putting a big ass fence around Mississippi. Don't let them out. Let them stay there.
No.
Put a big ass fence around Florida. Let them stay there and wallow in it. Isn't that what y'all say? Wallow in it.
See the prop. And I know we got to go to break, so start the music. But they want that insular fence that you're talking about because they don't want to add to the choir. If people know the history, and then it makes them think, and it's going to give them pause about what's happened, then you're going to add people to the chorus and saying, hey, maybe we is responsible for some of this, and maybe we need to do something. So that chorus is going to begin to grow.
Yeah. I'm yet to, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. Yeah. I don't think that after all they've seen, if they still believe that at this point, I don't know what changes that. And I say put a fence around it and let them live it. Let them have it. right, y'all. We got a bunch of people holding to try to convince you that you need to be here every week. So you need to stretch out, get ready for every week now, all right? The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the family meeting.
And then you be coming home. Baby girl, I'm willing to do what I gotta do. To be there, holding and loving you.
This is DeAndre Edwards, assistant coach of the West Inglewood Tigers. Keep listening to the family meeting.
Site is itsashort.com, spelled ITSASHORT.com. We are the best designation on the internet for award-winning short film, video, and web series. Artists are from all over the world. They are award-winning from various festivals, but you can find us at info@itsashort.com, customer care at itsashort.com, and we'll get back to you straight away.
Hey, family meeting cousins. As you know, we created a Patreon family meeting subscription and membership page to include you great listeners in our effort and give you a chance to very economically promote your business, organization, or local event. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to get your message out and support the family meeting as a viable voice. We know you appreciate our permanent interest dialogue, get up and dance playlist, and our great guests who stop by. So become a cousin and go to our website, tfmradioshow.com, and click the link.
We do. We buy, we sell, we move, we store. Anything, anytime, anywhere. We are We Do, the company that handles all your stuff. If you have anything that you want to do something with, please call us. We buy, sell, move, store, donate, discard. Anything, anytime, anywhere. eBay plus U-Haul equals We Do. We are moving at the speed of life. Call Terry Calloway, 312-343-9973, or via email, contact him at terrycalloway58@gmail.com.
My name is Manati Jenkins, www.valorem.law.com. Welcome back to the family meeting.
773-763-9278. Sing it, girl. Sing it, girl.
Is what I need. Let me be the one you come around.
Every week. See, you get to do this every week. Every week you get to do this.
Oh my God! You know what? You reminded me of something too.
What's that?
I was worried about the technicalities of things today, and you were all like, "Just don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Just make sure you're ready." And I kept saying, but." You said people don't listen to us for the technical stuff. They listen to us for content, and they know we're real. We're nimble like that. I love that. And you reminded me of that. So I thank you for that today.
You had gotten real new. I was like, woo-hoo. She forgot who we are.
It wasn't that. It's that I care. I care about the show.
Whatever.
I care about how it comes off. I care about how it's presented. And if it's anything that just doesn't go right, I feel like somehow we let people down. But now I know that because the same people and more that were here when I had to go away and come back periodically, they're still here. So that in and of itself is a blessing. It's a testament to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a testament to the show. So I love it.
Testament
and I
to the
thank you.
hunger for somebody to say something that they've been waiting to say themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or we'll say it knowing that they want to say it, but we'll say it.
That's right.
And they get the chance to be in the background saying, yes,
Okay.
that's it.
All right, so listen, y'all. We got the lines are full because you here, of course. They're full. They realize.
Well, go get to them.
It ain't a sausage party today. They realize that. So, but I need a favor though. I need y'all to get it in, and before you finish getting it in, you need to tell Tressa she needs to be here every week. Every week. Nah, not when she feel like it. Nah, we ain't going for that. Every week. All right. Let's get Dave calling from Hoffman Estates. Dave, what's new, man?
Hey, Eric. Hey, Tressa. Long time.
Hi, how are you?
Well, thank you. And yourself?
Good. Doing well.
Good. I'm going to swing it over a little bit towards about that debt ceiling. And I heard something interesting this morning. They were talking, there's another arrow in the quiver that they can possibly use if, they come at this impasse. It's where the Congress with this guy, they said the minority party, being the Democratic, that they could file what is called a discharge petition. And they'd have to, however, they'd need all of the Democrats and at least 5 Republicans to sign on. And right now, there's like 3 Democrats that haven't signed on. But, and then, of course, the 14th, the mighty 14th, which covers a lot of ground on things, that he can do that up to the last day before, this mythical June 1st. Some are saying it could be down to the 12th, but they're using June 1st. And he can, he's kind of like hemming and hawing about, legal action and all of this stuff on it. And I'm doing this 14th. But and then the thing that gets me too with him, he keeps refusing to expand the Supreme Court, from like 11 to 13 justices or something like that instead of the 9.
They're always afraid that what they do will be used against them in the future. And I say, damn that. I mean, there's a discharge.
With the Democratic Party, we're always afraid. These people, they just boom. They go, they don't care.
No, they do what they want to do. They don't care what you think about it. And there is a discharge position on the floor now, as a matter of fact.
It's, I think the guy's name was Meek or something. He had filed, wisely filed the thing like in January, and just in case when they were.
There's a lot of things that they can accomplish.
30 days.
There's a lot of things they can accomplish with a discharge petition. There's a lot of things that they can accomplish, but they got to have the guts to do it.
Well, there you go. You just said the magic words, and and then because like you said, they could go just would abandon what they want to do because instead, you get, a lot of Americans wanted, to have this expanded Supreme Courts because you're starting to see stuff like the Clarence Thomas and his wife and John Roberts and his wife, where she's vetting and then rubbing it in our faces and with their violations. And then, of course, then you got them 3 justices that Trump and McConnell kind of put in there that are illegitimate, basically. And, nothing's done.
Yeah. Well, in addition to that, they need to push for D.C. and Puerto Rican statehood that way as well.
Yeah, like you said, that Florida and they want to secede, let them secede, and maybe take Texas, too.
Take Texas and Mississippi.
Florida, and put Puerto Rico and with D.C. in their place.
That's right. This is right. Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Oh, tell Tressa.
All right, you guys be good.
Tell Tressa she's got to be here every week now.
Tressa, you have to be here every week.
That's right. Thanks.
Every week.
Be well, guys.
Thanks, Dave. Let's get their, let's get Bob calling from Crestwood here. Hey, Bob, what's new, man?
Hey, Teresa should be there every time you're there.
Okay. No, I'll take that.
That's all. And then do a daily show so you'll get half a year's worth of work.
No, we're not doing a daily show, man. That's too much work, man. I need my nap.
Well, yeah, that's true. Are you over 50?
I'm over 50, 57.
I went to Luther South class of '83.
I know a bunch of guys from Luther South.
I graduated a year after Michael Conley.
Oh, Mike Conley. Yeah. His father was a big-time track
Michael
guy.
Conley. Yeah. And listen, everyone's just got to live together a little bit. That was the greatest thing. I'm a white dude, so that was the greatest time of my life. And I had friends everywhere. And we all cared about each other. Period.
Mm-hmm. I think on a micro level, we do care about each other. It's when we get to the macro level.
Yes, we do.
When we get to the macro level, it gets all messed up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's not even a real level. It's just a weird line they drew to get richer.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, very true.
That is true. Yeah.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man.
So.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, take care.
Great show.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Let's get Marcus calling from the south side here. Marcus, what's new, man? Hey, Marcus. Okay, he might have us on mute. Let me see what's on Norbert's mind, shall we? Norbert, what's new, man?
Hey, Teresa.
Hi, Norbert. I'm well. How are you? How's the missus?
She's doing great. We just got back from New York City, which is one of the reasons why I called, because there was an incident on the subway, and I can talk about how we handled it. Are you still in this? Are you still in business?
I am. Mm-hmm.
Are you?
I need more soap.
Yeah, Norbert done got musty, man. You got to get him some soap, man.
When I was a kid, growing up, I like Pigpen and Snoopy and Charlie Brown. That's kind of my story too. That I was bullied and picked on a lot because of the clothes I wore when I was a kid. But I grew up in Wisconsin, and I wasn't taught to hate, but I was taught to be afraid of black people. So I never spent 1 minute in Chicago when I was a kid. Never came. I mean, we would drive through Chicago, never spent 1 minute in Chicago, never spent 1 minute in New York City. But now I love these cities. But the thing is, when we're taught to be afraid, not by just, it's kind of subliminal messaging sometimes, but it's the media. When there's a crime in Chicago, it's amplified all over the country. But when there's a crime in Green Bay, it's only heard about on the Green Bay local news.
Very true.
People would come up from Chicago and Milwaukee to go fishing at my favorite poor boy fishing spot on Lake Butamore, where everybody was welcome, and that's where I started to feel, why should I be afraid? Because they were just fishing like me, but I really started to change in the Army. And then I met my Chinese wife, and she grew up in Shanghai. She loves travel. She especially loves to go to cities. We spent time in Paris and other cities in Europe this spring. And we just got back from the NYU graduation. And there was an incident on the subway where a black guy was very loud. He wasn't aggressive, but he was pacing back and forth with headphones on, and he might have been playing music in his ears, but he was talking extremely loud, almost yelling. And you could see people were nervous about this guy. And if my wife wasn't there, I probably would have gotten up and said, "Hi, how are you doing? Is there anything I can do for you?" In a very friendly, open, big smile, open body, non-threatening way. And that is what I probably, what I was thinking about doing. But with my wife's kind of caught the bug of being afraid of people. And who's doing that to her? She's being taught by the media. When she goes on the internet and gets her news, it's all pointing out what black people are doing, and not if so. So I mean, it's really, really a struggle, and I can't. I'm revolting against it in the best way I can. I want reparations. And if the government's not going to do it, I'm going to find black-owned businesses and spend as much money as I can. Find the products are awesome. The things we can do for black people in the communities, we have to step up. We can make change by taking action ourselves and not waiting for other people to do it. And I've had incidences in the past, even though I was in the Army, where I could de-escalate confrontations by just being myself, being calm, smile, open, not aggressive, and help people. Just what can I do for you? How can I help you? If the Neely kid who was killed in New York City, it's so terrible. It's hard to blame the perpetrator when he was probably taught the same thing.
Exactly.
So if I was there, I would be trying to de-escalate and talk, and most importantly, listen. And I prefer listening to the show because it takes me a while to gather my thoughts and think about what I would want to say, and then I go off on tangents, and who knows what I'm going to talk about. But
I can tell you this. I can tell you this, Norbert. Thank you, Norbert, for being Norbert.
Yes.
I appreciate that, man.
The people who bullied me when I was a kid were not black. The people who bullied me, beat me up, punched me in the mouth, and had me running home to my mom and dad with blood pouring out of my face were white. Why should I hate black people? No black person has ever done that to me.
Listen, man, I got some cousins up there, man, that can fix that for you. You know, if you want them folks to get a visit, I got you. Just let me know.
I don't. Chicago's my home now. I love Chicago. I'm trying to make Chicago, do whatever I can to make Chicago better.
Okay.
And leave them behind. And that's where I move on. Like DeSantis says, I move on from the white racists. I'm moving on to help the city that I love.
Norbert, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir.
Love you guys.
Wait a minute. Tell Tressa she's got to be here every week now.
Yeah. Or we can do, or maybe do remote from Mississippi.
Thank you, Norbert.
Thanks, man. Be well.
Love you guys.
Love you back, man. Take care.
Bye.
Let's get Ron calling from Michigan here. Hey, Ron, tell her she's got to be here every week, man.
Yeah, absolutely, Teresa. You got to be here with Eric. But that last caller just kind of blew all my thoughts away because he reminded me of a nephew who had his brains blown out Christmas Eve riding DL home from playing his guitar to Oak Park by a crack addict. And so I caution that man to be careful riding DL or any place. Okay, if you can just sit down, keep your mouth shut, and get that ride over with peace. God bless you. But it's dangerous out there. And that was in the '80s. Okay, and things have gotten worse in my opinion. But that's one of the reasons why I'm out here. But you were talking about why that white people don't want to know about the history of slavery and the burning down of 1919 race riots and the other burnings and stealing of black land and the wealth of the people, because the people a lot of people who did that they're still alive and they own the land that was stolen from those black people, so they don't want to give it back. And also reparations. When are we going to pay reparations to Vietnam? Okay, one of the worst crimes in humanity. Okay, and we're trying to whitewash that now with new history about praising Nixon, a vicious war criminal and traitor. The United States has had, in my opinion, it's straight to another Vietnam in Ukraine, Russia. Okay, Russia is wrong for invading. But I'm saying the United States and NATO's wrong for pushing NATO right up to the throat of Russia. And, this is atomic, it's not Ho Chi Minh sandals and AK-47s now. This will be atomic bombs the Russians are going to probably resort to because, every weapon in the world is now pouring into Ukraine. And this offensive, it's going to take, the Russians are already losing. Every time you hear the news, and that's all you hear on the news, is the Russians are losing, the generals are being killed. When is the peace talks going to start? and we can control it. We control the money. We control everything. We can. Don't tell me, Zelensky in his Muscle Man shirt. You know who Madison Avenue put him up to? You know the guy who sells the flashlights, who's dressed up in that army gear, and he runs over the flashlight with the big truck. That's Madison Avenue dressed him like that, and then he talks like James Cagney. Yeah, I'm a tough guy. Give me everything I want. God bless the Ukrainian people, for fighting like hell, but along with the CIA. But enough is enough. Okay, I don't want to see American boys, and girls over there fighting. And I've heard this all before. We're not going to send American boys to the. And talk about history, Eric and Teresa. Are you aware that this is the anniversary of the Paris peace talks, and also the anniversary coming up May 4th, I think, of the Kent State massacre? All Vietnam things. We're forgetting about Vietnam. We're forgetting about reparations. We're forgetting about. Of course, the Vietnam veterans are dying of Agent Orange left and right, but
those are all the atrocities. Those are all the atrocities that go unaddressed. You're exactly right. It starts with telling the history. You got to tell the history. Yeah.
Let me get somebody else on, okay? But thank you, Teresa, for being there with Eric. He needs it.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, man.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. I can't do it by myself. Got to have you around, Tressa, because I'm an imbecile, you understand? I can't.
I know.
I'm like the dog, get myself wrapped around a tree and don't know how to get back around. Can't do it.
Hit this last break, and we'll come back and finish.
I'm not taking a break. I'm blowing through it.
Oh, all right.
I'm going to knock over the water bowl and not have any water if I don't have you around, because I'm an imbecile.
All right, then who's next?
Okay, let's see here. Let me get Ed. Ed. What's up, Ed? What's up, man?
Yes, hello. That last caller, and we're about Kent State and that classic newspaper photo of the young woman crying over the body. That's still my most unforgettable news shot of all time. It was a real classic. And by the way, thank you for the Al Green lead-in. That was really nice too. And also, Tracy Chapman came out with a song, Fast Cars, 87, I guess the year was, and it's a song on life. And I guess dozens of songs have been made that way. But that song did stick with me, that Fast Cars.
This Tracy Chapman song?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I got a fast car. I've got a plan to get us out of here. Yeah.
Oh, was that great or what?
No, I didn't really like it that much.
It was a good song. It was.
It was
had
a
a lot
good
of
song on
meaning.
life.
Had a lot of meaning to it. Yeah.
Wasn't funky
it
enough
did.
for me. Wasn't funky enough.
Eric, you got good taste, and but I think you missed on that one.
Yeah, good taste for an imbecile, right? Yeah. I got it. I heard it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir, for your call. We appreciate you.
Thanks.
Okay, have a good week.
You too, Ed.
You too.
Take care, man.
You have a good week. Bye.
I like how people just are like implying I'm an imbecile.
No.
When are you going to get some supervision in there? Who's in charge here? Let the inmates run the asylum. I keep hearing that. I hear it in their voices. And I appreciate y'all trying to be nice, but I know what you're saying. And I'm slightly offended. Just a little bit.
Hush your mouth.
But I'm suppressing it because I want Tressa here every week, too.
You want Sophia home.
Well, that too, man. Let me get Marcus calling from the south side. Marcus, what's happening, man?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, man. Tell Tressa she needs to be here every week, man.
No, I'm going to let that strong-minded, black, independent woman make her own decision.
Oh, don't do that to me, man.
Thank you, Marcus.
Man, I put y'all on the spot, and y'all cannot step up, man. You had the mic. You had the mic right there. All you had to do is sing, and you farted.
But I'm gonna go back to that conversation Tressa was having with Jim, and I totally agree with Jim, and I'm gonna tell you why. Ron DeSantis isn't that known widely nationwide. I want him to explain, and I hope it's a black reporter that asks him that question. What part of black history don't you feel is beneficial? You know,
okay, so listen, I'm not a big fan of asking questions I don't care about the answer to, but what possible answer could be of interest to you?
My point is this, because you're going to have some knuckleheads that are black that are going to vote for this guy. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for him to disparage your history, for him to say what black people experience through their comings up in this country and how they see things aren't relevant, I want that question posed to him as many times as possible. So people, you know, white people that feel that all history should be taught, and black people that might have the audacity to vote for this clown. I want it broadcast.
I mean, I think it'll be fun to watch him twisting in his chair, but I'm just trying to figure out what answer could he give that would be helpful in any way?
He's not going to give one. He's not going to give one. He's not going to give one that will be coherent. You get what I'm saying? He's not going to get, and if he does give one, it'll prove what Andrew Gillum said when he ran against him for governor. You may not say that you're racist, but the racists believe you are racist.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, but even we know a bunch of racists. They're elected officials. They get microphones every day, and nothing ever changes when they find out that they're racist. In fact, it's a feature for a lot of people.
Yeah, what you know,
I guess I would have to ask the question is, how is it that those same people that you want to pose that question to, knowing what they know, how is it that they come to the conclusion that it's okay to vote for him?
That's
seeing what they see.
Yeah, that's why I want to put out there and ask them that question too. If it's a town hall meeting, ask one of the people there, why do you think it's all right to vote for a man that says my history is less than yours, it's not as important as yours? You know, all this wokeism, yeah, I'm glad to be awoke so I can see what's going on around in this country. I'm glad to be awoke to see, to have black experiences, to see what other people experience. You know, I have a problem with racism and discrimination. You know, I got a problem with that, man. You know, and for you to...
Do you?
I mean, I'll speak out against it. I'll speak out against it. You know, I have conversations with people on social media at sometimes, and that's what you get. Well, you ought to forget about that. My people didn't listen. I didn't. But you benefited from what your people did. You benefiting from it today. You know, well, things aren't like it was then. Well, you know, you guys had a 400-year head start. For what? 300 years, 200 years, it was against the law for a black person to learn how to read and write.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hey, Mark. Tell her she need to be here every week, man. Tell her she need to be here every single week.
Trust me. Follow your mind. Follow your mind. You do what's best.
Oh, I'm going to let you go, man, because you ain't helping at all. You ain't helping at all, brother.
You are. Have a good rest of the weekend.
All right, man.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
I ain't going to let Marcus talk to you no more, man. You're messing up my game, man. Mess it up, man.
Oh, gosh.
You know who's waiting for you, though? Yeah, you know who, right? Yeah. Yeah, that would be Tommy. Tom, what's up, brother?
Well, you know, first of all, let me just say, Tressa, to hear your voice is to recognize and know how much I have dearly missed you and prayed for your family, as I pray for the family of those in the listening audience. And I don't need to tell you where you belong because I think you know in your heart. But there are certain conversations, Tressa and Eric, that I just don't want to have. And the reason why I don't want to have these conversations, because you see, the reason why we continue to go along these lines It's because what would be known has clearly been shown. And everybody is without excuse. The gentleman was saying you want to ask some questions. Well, here's a question for you. And this is not to aggravate or to say it's white people's fault, but ask the white people in this country, what were you thinking when you allowed some individuals to jump on some boats and go across to another continent and just snatch people up, throw them in the bottom of the boat, bring them back over here and have them work for free? I would like to know, why aren't you upset and mad about that? And then more importantly than that, how then do you walk around and say that you are afraid of individuals who have never had humanistic rights? They have no factories. They have no gunsmiths. There was nothing they could possibly ever do to any white person in America except for exactly what they were doing, which was trying to survive the only way they knew how, handcuffed, beaten, hung, and made to feel less than human beings, which is a morality problem in which you have in the United States of America now. Everybody been spent. America is walking around here not recognizing and understanding the sacrifices that individuals made that this country could be a beacon for the rest of the world for people to understand humanistic rights. And y'all got the audacity to keep talking this nonsense about what somebody had to say discriminatory against someone else. It's a rabbit hole, because while you ain't paying attention, overtaking of the federal government has happened. While you not paying attention, since it was okay to take the rights of people that never did nothing to you, now they didn't try to take the rights from all women. While you not paying attention and you so all upset and you so mad is why you don't hear Tommy when he calls in and asks you, have you had enough now of knowing the truth, understanding the truth, denying the truth, living the truth, and now the truth is at your door, knocking on your door, and there's an old song in the church that goes like this: there's a storm out over the ocean and it's headed this so way, and if your soul is not anchored in humanistic and in God, it will sorely blow away. What do you think is happening? A quick shout out. I want to say hey to Chevy. I want to say happy birthday to Sharice. I want to say hell yeah to Sharice, because she will be going across that stage, going on to the next step, and also to Serenity, and most certainly Shavea. But most of all, keep listening to the family meeting, because one of these days you're going to wake up and recognize one simple thing. Everybody needs the same damn thing. And the only problem with all this is we being spun one against another and we're going up in hell. Goodbye.
100.
Hey,
Always
man.
100.
That's our
Always
weekly
100.
contribution to your community. Safety. We let Tommy get it out here, because if he doesn't, he'd be in your neighborhood breaking windows.
Yeah.
Thanks
Always
for that,
100.
Tom. Thanks for that, Tom. So listen, I blew through brakes for you today, man, because I don't care about the stinking brakes.
Oh my gosh, I feel so special.
Okay, that too. That too. Good. But I think you need to be every week, man. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Every week. Is that how they say it down there? Every week. Okay. Yeah, dropping all them consonants and stuff. They drop damn near the whole word sometime down there.
They do. They really do. Yeah. How's Tiff?
Good. Wonderful.
Please say hello for me.
Sure will.
Rich, I know you're listening. Hello. How are you?
I think he and Ann somewhere playing grab ass or something somewhere, I think.
I don't. You know what? He all right. I bet he listening. Hey, Rich. Hey, Ann. One of the things that I drew from, and I know we're about to wrap this up, but that one of the last callers, he is absolutely correct when he says that to ask that question, why do you not want to know the history?
I don't see the value in that answer. I don't see the value in that answer. I mean, he's just going to dodge the question.
Well, that was the question that you asked of the audience today. How have you been harmed, and how would you be harmed by this history being told?
Well, I mean, but not him. I don't care what he thinks.
No, I know not him.
Yeah.
But that was the question.
Okay.
So, in other words, that question is the question. That's it. That's the question.
Well, I am curious why you think you're harmed by it. They've expressed that they don't want their kids growing up feeling guilty which is an indication that that history impugns you, that makes you guilty.
It does.
Yeah.
You know, you were so happy to profit off of it when the benefits were coming to you. You were okay then. So why you want to hide in the shadows with it now?
Yeah. And I'm not interested in harming anybody. If someone is in fact harmed, I mean, I'm not interested in harming you. But, you know, to the extent that you don't teach that history, my people don't learn our history either. I mean, if you don't want it, fine. But I need to know who you have been and sometimes still are for my safety.
Wow. Now, this is just another example of us not waiting for the judges to make the decisions. We have to take things into our own hands, into our own decision making. We have to do it ourselves.
So here's the part,
Teach our children, as long as we know.
Here's the part, though. I mean, people need to, I mean, since he's making it the rule of the law, then you need to start violating the law and force them to arrest you all of you.
Well, here's the thing.
Have big seminars and teach it.
Here's the thing. The people that voted for him and put him in, they want this. Okay?
It's a feature for them,
So you're right. They're supporting all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones that live in Florida that didn't want this, those are the ones who are going to have to stand up. And I have to agree, I would think that they outnumber those others. The problem is, it's just like you talked about earlier, people aren't registered to vote. People aren't doing anything with the power that they have that lies in their vote and their voice. This is a perfect time to make your voice heard. I don't care how it is. Write your congressman, write your representatives, write to the president, put it in, you know, Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision, make it plain. Do that. Do something. Don't just sit on the sidelines. Do something.
Well, I think the thing is, and because of the nature of the media, how it is now, is you've got to attract media attention. And what media likes is sensational stuff. Y'all need to go out there and have a big seminar and teach people what he's saying shouldn't be taught and force them to arrest you and get it on camera. When you start arresting people wholesale and filling up the jails with people who are teaching accurate history, that's when you get your outcry. That's when you get people voting. That's what needs to happen. You need to take advantage of the simple-mindedness of the media and create a spectacle that attracts them. That's what I would do, but I ain't going to Florida.
Well, that would help too. Well, another thing too you always say is hit them where it hurts, and that's in that money pocket.
That's there
so
too.
if we have to cripple Florida's economy, then let's do that.
And Disney's doing that
the
now.
truckers,
Disney took some money from them.
Disney is. Sure did.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's going to try to force them to do what they said they were going to do, which is going to be interesting to watch. Disney was going to build a $1 billion, whatever, facility in Florida, which was going to create hundreds of jobs. And it's like, nah, because you're crazy, we're not going to do it.
Right.
He's going to try to make them do it. Yeah. Every week, girl.
Every week.
Every week. Well, at least next week, right?
Yeah, at least next week.
Okay. Maybe I can get this ragged ass system here to work right, because, you know.
That would be helpful. That would be.
They got a new system in here, right? And so normally I can like juggle with the things that I use and play in here, but I can't because I can't get to it early enough, or I can't get to it on another computer so I can manipulate it and make it work. So we end up raggedy. Yeah.
Just a little bit. Just a tad.
Whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, send me a playlist for next week too or something. Okay.
Okay.
Take me up what you want to hear. Right. All right, girl. That's Tressie, y'all. She's here. She's in the house with us today, and she'll be here next week. So tell everybody you know, tell that she's going to be here next week. It's all the time we have. I want to thank you for yours. Tressie, thank you for the news today and for being here.
You're so welcome.
And my white slaves, thank you so much. Philip. Name him Philip now. Tune into the family meeting every Sunday at 4. I'm your host, Eric Grant. Peace.
Wine cooler, champagne wishes, waterbed head, fine dude with some